I'm pleased to welcome the incredible Jane Stoller, my good friend, organizing. I mean, I was going to call you maniac, but you kind of are. But you are just like the goddess and the boss when it comes to getting your stuff together. So I'm so glad that you're here.
Oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this event and I'm just so motivated for everything I've heard. Like I want to get some chocolate now and some coffee and some lion's mane, lots of good stuff.
Awesome. Okay, well, I know we have to get to it and be organized and timely, so I'm going to give you the stage, but we'll definitely have a coffee date, chocolate date soon.
Perfect. So I'm going to put my time cube on. I use this timer for a lot of things, including keeping me on task. I'm putting it for 15 minutes, so it's counting down at me. I do this for all tasks to help me keep motivated when I'm doing emails, and I don't do anything else but just stay on task. So these are a great tool. Now, today I want to talk about something really kind of that is outside of my comfort zone because a disclaimer, I am not a finance guru. I can't even add very well. I use my fingers. I don't do math in public. And I just really want to put a disclaimer here that you do not have to be a finance guru to keep your finances organized. I want to give you 3 tips today that are especially important if you have a business and also for your life in general that have really changed my life and the way that I look at numbers and how I organize them. The first tip is that you need to do it yourself. If you're a business owner, if you are working as a company and getting a steady income, you need to understand your own numbers. Nobody else can do it for you, not even your accountant at the end of the day. You need to know your numbers inside and out. There's no excuses. That is the first step to getting them more organized, is really knowing those numbers. So when you're a business owner, a lot of people ask me, should I outsource and get an accountant, or, should somebody else do my taxes? No, especially your first year in business, you need to know every single penny that is coming in your business and going out of your business. If you are an employee, you want to know every single deduction that is taking off your paycheck. You want to know everything that is happening. You also want to know and be organized on how to do tax write-offs. So that's my first tip, is knowing, number 1. The second tip is then taking advantage of tax write-offs, whether you're a business owner or not. There is a lot of tax write-offs, and if you're not organized in your finances and taxes, then you are losing money. And I'm from Canada. A lot of us here are tuning in from Canada, and we are known to have a very high tax country. So it is so important that everybody listening today takes advantage of tax write-offs. If you're an employee and you travel to work, you can still take advantages. If you write off expenses for your benefits. So and a business owner, it is even more important. We take risks every single day as a business owner, as entrepreneurs. We need to take advantage. So how do we do this? That goes to my third tip, which is the most important tip of the day, is digitizing your receipts. I have all my receipts on this phone. Yes, every single receipt that I have, emailed, somebody's emailed it to me for my business, for my health stuff, or if, I have one of these paper receipts here, which I don't have. I had to actually go buy something today for this event because I don't actually have paper receipts anymore. So I want everyone on this call today to really do me a favor. And I've also asked Megan if I can follow up with some random people to ask them about what app they downloaded and if they have questions about it. So Megan is going to provide me with a few names of people randomly that I will follow up with. I'll send you an email and I'll ask, how is it going with your receipt tracking? So I will do that. And you don't want to be caught by me. So what I do is there's 3 apps that I like to use. So the first one that I use every day is called Neat, N-E-A-T. You can download that on the App Store, and you can also download it on the Google, not the Apple iPhone. So it's very compatible with both phones. So you download it. It used to have scanners back in the day where you actually had to put these through a scanner. Now you have this app on your phone. So I go and I download the app. I go to the App Store, neat.com. Okay, I download it. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's really just, it has a little camera on it. So every time I get one of these paper receipts for my business, or if I know what to write off, I just go and I take a picture of it and it uploads. If it's clear, I check yes. And then it's already populating the vendor. It's very smart. The vendor, the taxes, what category it should be under. If it's fuel, in this case, this was Starbucks, so a meeting. It already starts populating that for me. I don't have to do that. If you have employees that are submitting expenses, this will save you hours. So this is one of my #1 tips, and I constantly talk about it. I even have a free guide that tells you how to do this, what I'm showing you on a free guide. So Neat is what I use. The second one that I really like is called Expensify. Super easy to use. You can download it tonight and start using it tomorrow. They're super, super easy. All you have to do is download the app, take a picture, and it automatically will start populating. Now, if you are an employee, it's wonderful because then at the end you can, take these and give them to your boss, and you can have that scanned copy of the receipt. You can make notes on there. If you are a business owner, you probably want to do a further step and send it to your accounting software, and that is seamless. So you do have to set up them both as vendors or suppliers in there, but if you use very much the same suppliers, even if you don't, it's very quick, but it automatically gets sent to your software. And then I can just go like this, and I've checked with my accountant. I don't need to keep the paper. In Canada, at least, if you're in America, do check just in case, but I keep it on the cloud, and also every year I also keep a backed up version, so my receipts are much safer than if I would keep them and then now how can I read this, right? So that's my #1 tip for keeping organized. Get your receipt tracking software tonight and start using it. We use apps for everything. I'm sure everybody on this call can do this, and I will be following up with 3 or 4 people from this event to make sure you downloaded it, and if you have any questions, I want to help you. I also have the guide that I would love. I see Denise saying me. I'd love it. I also have the guide, which I'm going to give Megan the link to so she can send it to all of the attendees that reiterate the top apps that I use. So I use Neat. There's also Expensify, which is actually really popular. And there's also Zoho. Those are my top 3 that I've used, all of them. And really, it's super easy. Last and final tip for everybody here. I know we're coming on 7:15, and then knowing those numbers, knowing what you can write off. Talk to your accountant or a bookkeeper if you need help. Tracking your receipts, having an accounting software if you're a business owner, and the 4th tip is really, 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 really important. So have a weekly accounting date with yourself. In my calendar, every single Friday at 11:30, I have Jane Accounting, and I call it my numbers process. So really, I want everyone on this call to also do that, and the ones I follow up with, I'm going to ask you when your accounting date is with yourself. I don't want you to miss this ever, because you need to, every single week, you have to know and look at your numbers and, check on the receipts, make sure they're all okay, send them to the software. If you're an employee, just see, where you're at. I don't care if you don't know how to do numbers. You need to get used to this and have this date with yourself. And eventually you will really, really like this date, and you will never want to move it, because you will see what's coming in, what's going out, how organized you are. And it's really important for keeping yourself on track. When you then have to do your taxes, it is going to be so simple that all your friends, when they're doing taxes for years, you say, oh, I do it every week for half an hour, and it's done, and it's all organized. Your accountant will be happy. You'll save money in accounting fees. Someone else will do your taxes, and also in your write-offs. So really, I want to stress those points. Those are my top tips for getting your finances organized. Again, I don't know how to do math, and I can do this, and I know everybody on this call can do this. So we're at 7:15. That was my time limit for today, but I'd love to have, if you have any more questions, please find me on Organized Jane, and Megan will send out my guide for you.
Thank you so much, Jane. That was fantastic. I definitely know that I can use a lot more organizing in finances and pretty much everything right now. So thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, and have a wonderful evening, everybody, and get organized.